Today, I'm going to talk about how to stop debt collectors' harassment. So stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Be sure to like and subscribe. Okay, so let's get to how to stop debt collector harassment. Now, let's be honest and let's face it. I was a debt collector on the phones for over 15 years. I've seen it all. I've seen harassments. I've seen people all the way from harassments just downright just being aggravating to the consumer, all the way to respect, right? And as a debt collector, there was a time, and please forgive me, there was a time that we sort of kind of got a kick out of the reactions that we got from consumers in general. Debt collectors that are out there, as a whole, we all have to be held responsible. But understand, there are debt collectors who abuse their work, who abuse what it is that they do, whether they're harassing you, calling you at work, calling you multiple times, as well as telling you falsified information on the phone in order to convince you to pay. On the flip side, though, because I understand that there are always 2 sides to a coin, as a consumer, you have to understand, if in fact you owe a debt and you need to pay a debt, a lot of times collectors are reactive, right? I always talk about you as a consumer, your attitude and how things progresses and how you do things. And a lot of times you can stop a lot of stuff just with your attitude. But nevertheless, just because you have an attitude or you may be having a bad day or something may be going on, it does not give the right for a debt collector to harass you. And so if you are dealing with debt collectors that are actually coming and harassing you, let me give you some steps and some stuff to do in order to protect yourself and to stop the debt collection harassment, okay? Number 1, and some of this information I'm going to read and then I'll give you more in-depth information. File a complaint with the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. They're the CFPB. If you've done your research, right, you have to do your research, and if you found the collection agency to be in violation of the FDCPA, the next step to take is to file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The CFPB is an independent government agency responsible for enforcing laws and regulations that regulate the consumer finance industry. As their name suggests, they seek to protect the consumer from corrupt financial practices and will take your complaint straight to the company responsible. So now, me being a debt collector, me being a debt collection agency owner, very, very true. The CFPB, they made every single debt collection agency file a portal. You have a portal with regards to them. And when you do get complaints, because it's inevitable, people are going to complain, you have to file a response with regards to what's going on. And you have a certain time span to do so. So if a debt collector is harassing you, one of the first things that you want to do is file a complaint. Now, I'll put the information with regards to the CFPB in the bottom, okay? Number 2, file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC, right, is another governmental agency in the federal sector that enforces debt collection laws, okay? Again, they seek to protect the consumer, so they're on your side as a consumer, but also to promote fair competition within the financial markets by ensuring that the laws are properly upheld. Not only do they enforce such regulations, but the FTC also has a hand in making the policy that governs the consumer financial market, right? So you make a complaint with the CFPB, then you make a complaint with the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. I'll put that information down below. You make those 2 complaints. That's definitely going to cause that debt collector to pause, right? Number 3, contact your state attorneys general, okay? In addition to the FDCPA, each state may have its own laws about debt collections, right? To find out more about the laws in your state, contact your attorney general. If you find that the debt collector is in question appears to be breaking your state specific laws, then you may file a complaint with the attorney general as well. So look at your state. Every single state is different. Me as a owner of a debt collection company, there are states that I just don't mess with, you know. For instance, Massachusetts is one of those states. They're very strict with regards to the law and so forth. They want you to have a bonds, licensing, and a bunch of other stuff. But nevertheless, if there is a problem within your specific state, you do that. Now, this is a key because a lot of states in general, they have different laws. And if you have a debt collection agency contacting you, one of the simple things you can find out within your attorney state general, if they're in a different state, see if they have a license to actually collect in your state, right? Come the end of this year, every single, I think across the board, every single collection agency has to have a license and some type of bond in each state. They're changing the laws around with regards to debt collection agencies in general. But currently right now there are a plethora of states that don't require that. But if you happen to live in one of those states that require that and you see a debt collection agency contacting you, you find out that they do not have a license in your state, you can always obviously make a complaint there. The last and final place to make a complaint is with the Better Business Bureau. Now, I know that it's not across every state. I know we have it here in California. I know we have it in Arizona. Nevertheless, make a complaint, whether they are certified through the BBB or if they're not, you make a complaint. And so then that way other consumers can sort of kind of know what's going to happen with regards to the debt collection agency. Now, in defense of the debt collection agency, understand something. It's debt collections. There are going to be complaints and there are going to be people who say that the company is fraudulent. That doesn't necessarily mean that. Do your due diligence, go through what it is you're supposed to do to verify that debt collection agency. If you need help with that, I'll put that description down below, a video I have on verifying a debt collection agency in general. Now, understand, especially now given the COVID and everything that's happening, you as a consumer, you do not have to be harassed, right? And if you are harassed, you got those four companies to actually make a complaint to. I'll put the information down in the description so you can have it for yourself with regards to that if you have to make that. Now, understand, if you have any questions regarding debt or credit or with regards to this situation in general, put them down in the comments section. I promise you I'll answer those questions. Another thing, if the summer is here, if you're looking to lose some weight, frugally keto, in a frugally keto way, it's actually my wife. She has a website. She actually has something called a keto swap. A lot of times when changing your diet, what ends up happening is it becomes costly, right? And she has something to help you with regards to that. So if you don't have time with working out, the keto diet is something you should do. And then if you're having financial issues and you have a family, we have a family of 5 that stay in the home on a daily basis. Obviously, I have a blended family for those of you who follow me. So I have 2 other kids, but we have a family of 5. And what my wife has geniusly came up with is something called a keto swap. So she makes the meals and then she swaps out something that we actually like. So then that way you're not making 4 or 5 different meals and it's costing you a lot of money. I'll put that down in the description. Frugally Keto. It's a beginner's guide. She has a beginner's guide and she does some coaching. Check that out if you want to lose some weight. You still have time. The summer is here, but you do still have some time to lose some weight. I lost over 20 pounds in the first I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks on the keto diet. So take that in consideration. And as I always state, you be great.